Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back. And if you're new today, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today's video is none other than, I think you've already guessed it, more Laura Geller products. I absolutely love her makeup. I adore her products. I just cannot get enough of them. So I purchased a couple more products. So I do want to put them to the test and share those items with you. If that seems like something you might enjoy, please stick around. There's a few things to go through. So let's just get started. Yep. I didn't. I couldn't control myself. I saw these over on Trendmood a while back. She had another sale. I had a coupon. One of our great friends here, Sylvia, sent me a $5 off coupon. So thank you so much, Sylvia. This is what I used it towards. And yeah, like I said, I saw over on Trendmood over on Instagram a while back, and I just was eyeing it. I thought it was super fun. And, some people were really kind of making fun of it over there, and that kind of turned me off. I'm like, well, maybe nobody would even watch the video if I purchased it, but I don't even care because I want it in my collection. I love Laura Geller. I think this would just be fun to add to my collection. And yeah, you know what? She caters to mature audiences. So this collection made sense to me. We all watched Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, I'm super excited about it, And hello, Laura Geller. If you don't know already, I'm obsessed with your products. If you guys could do me a huge favor, in the comment section, write the @ Laura Geller. So maybe she'll get the word out that I absolutely adore her. And hello, we share the same name. So I think I would be a great face for Laura Geller. What do you guys think? You guys know how much I love it. So yeah, that's what we're going to be playing around with today. These two palettes, I've already swatched them and I'm super excited, to get this on my lids and my face. So yeah, this here is the eye palette. And then this here is called the face, the wheel blush palette. So super cute. Wait till you see, I'm sure you've already seen it, the packaging inside. So I thought I would just do a full face of Laura Geller products. I'm going to go really fast through the other products. You've already seen those in action, but I do have a few tips I would like to share with you with some of her products that, might be helpful. And the only thing I'm not using of hers today is the mascara and the concealer, only because they're not available anymore. I think they were just old products being sold over on Amazon. So for mascara, I'm going to use this here by e.l.f. I've been really loving this. So I'm going to use this. And for concealer, I do want to try this out again. It's the Revlon Color Stay Flex Wear 24 Hour. It seemed a little deep with that other foundation I wore the other day. So I just want to see if it is, truly too deep for my skin tone. But let's get into this. I'm super excited to try this out. So yeah, let's start with, I think I'm going to prime my eyes. And what I'm just going to use here is my Alter Ego. I don't have her eye primer either. So there's a few things still on my list that I do want from Laura Geller. But this eye primer is just very nice. It's very lightweight. It really doesn't add too much coverage, but it does mute any discoloration or redness, and it is really hydrating on my lids, and it does work really well with my eyeshadows. Okay, so let's take a look at this cute little palette here. Again, it's just called the Wheel of Fortune palette, and Vanna White did collab with them, so I thought that was just really cool. But I was looking back, and they have known each other for quite some time. There was, pictures from when they were both younger, and they were together. So, yeah, they've been friends or, known each other or acquaintances for a very long time. So, this is the palette here. How cute is that? I absolutely love this. Again, this is just going to be fun for my collection, and I already did swatch those, like I mentioned, upstairs. So but this is what it looks like up close and personal. So cute, great little shades in here, things I definitely would use. And when I first opened this, my eyes went right to this blue gray shade here. So I think I'm definitely going to be using that today. Yeah, when I did go upstairs and I did swatch these were, very creamy, very buttery, the typical Laura Geller palette formula. But I did find, with her palettes, they're not super pigmented, which I think is nice. It's nice for mature lids, mature customers that don't wear a lot of makeup or they're just getting into makeup. So yeah, it's just enough pigment that you can build up on it and make it look really pretty. So that's why I do love about her formula, and her shimmers are absolutely stunning. So let's come up with the look, and I am going to be using her brush set here. Honestly, I think these are worth the investment because I do find when I use her brushes with her eyeshadows, I do get a better pigment payoff. So yeah, these are super nice and I do use them all the time. So I'm going to start with this brush here. It's more of a fluffy brush. And I think I'm going to start with this shade right here. So it's just a very neutral shade. And I think that will, go really well with my skin tone. So I'm just going to place that right in the crease. Ooh, this is actually more pigmented than I was anticipating because upstairs when I was swatching it, it just didn't seem that pigmented. So I think my lighting is off. So let me try to fix that. It just seems super bright. So, okay. So yeah, this is going on really beautifully. And these brushes are really soft. And I do find if I use a lighter hand, they do blend out much easier. So yeah, these are just very, very soft to the eye and yeah, very comfortable. Again, I just feel like anyone that has, mature lids, it's just going to be super beneficial and just very gentle on our lids. So it's not a lot of tugging and all that good stuff. So that is what that looks like. So a beautiful shade there. So now I'm going to go in with this brush here and it's clean. I don't have anything on it. And I'm just going to smooth out these edges right here just to kind of make that more diffused so it doesn't look so harsh. So that's what I'm doing here. And now I'm just going to aim it towards my eyebrow and just kind of move the product up towards my eyebrow. And then I'm kind of even debating, do I want to go into this really light shade here? And that is L. So I am just going to add just a little bit to that and just go around the edges and just diffuse that just even more. Yeah, that really did help out quite a bit. Okay, so again, I'm going into that shade, which is U in the name Laura. So yeah, when I was swatching these, they did seem less pigmented, but I think I did pile quite a bit on that brush. So like I was mentioning, if you use other brush sets, I feel like her products aren't as pigmented, but when you use her brushes, boy, I am picking up a lot of pigment and a color payoff. So maybe, the brushes are the secret, it's just her secret ingredient. So if you guys have a palette that you feel like you weren't getting a lot of color payoff, maybe purchase these. And again, you can get them at a really good deal when she's having her sales. I think I got this whole brush set for $15 during one of her sales. So yeah, they are super nice. And again, they work perfectly with her eyeshadows here. So this weekend is my birthday weekend, and I honestly feel like I'm coming down with something. I think I've been fighting something for about a week, but yeah, I kind of feel flushed and my throat is a little sore. So yeah, I think I'm fighting something. So I don't know. I'm going to really load up on my vitamin C, and I also have some like hot cider that I purchased, from the internet or from Amazon. So I don't know. We'll see if that kind of works. But yeah, I'm just feeling a little flushed today. So we will see. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to move a little backward here just to see if it makes a difference. So I'm debating between these two shades right here for my inner corner, which is A and G. So, let me swatch these again just to kind of refresh my memory. So this one here is the A. And this one here is the G. So with the look I think I'm going for, I think I'm actually going to go with the G. So I'm going to go in with my pinky finger. And like I said, I'm going to be working backward. And I'm just going to add this to my inner corner. Just enough to add some brightness. Ooh, that is really pretty. So it does have like a gold undertone to it, or maybe like a gold shift to that, but it's super pretty. So I think that's where I'm going to start. And then I'm going to go into this shade here, that beautiful blue gray that just caught my eye. And inside that, there's no letter, but it's like lips. So I don't know what that stands for, but I am going to use it. But that is the shade here. Oh, it just really caught my eye when I first opened this palette. And normally I don't, go towards or lean towards blue shades. I think it just takes me back way too much to the 80s, but this one is super pretty. So this one is more like a satin finish. That's kind of what I'm getting. So, ooh, that is really beautiful. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm going to take it more towards my outer corner. And I'm going to go back into that G and just kind of sweep that into that blue, just so there's not all these, I don't know, distinct lines. I kind of want it more ombre. So that's kind of what I do. I would just go back and forth with my fingers, just kind of mixing the two to where I come up with, you know, the perfect amount of each shade. So, ooh, that is super pretty. So now I'm going to go into the smallest brush in her set here, and I'm going to go into the R, which is a deep black shade. So let's go into that and hopefully not make it too loud, but I do want to just deepen up this outer corner right here. And I'm going to go really slow and, slow increments because I don't want to pack on too much black. You know, I don't want it too drastic. I just want something a little softer. And let's just see what we can work here, what kind of magic I can come up here with this palette. So now I am just going to sweep it across the entire lid here, just to kind of diffuse like I always do all these edges. So now I'm going to, clean my brush here. I just want to add as much, shades to this eye look as possible. So let's go into this little rush shade here, and that is the shade R. And I'm just going to place just very little on my brush and just go right above that black, just to add just a little bit of dimension right here in this outer corner. And I'm actually just going to move that all along that whole edge, just to really soften that up. Yeah, I do like this black in this palette. You know, it's pigmented, but not too pigmented. Again, could really mess up a look here. So now I'm going even more backwards just to see if that would make a difference. But did anyone purchase this little collab? Because I would love to hear, if you did and what you thought of it and how much you liked it and your thoughts on it. But as of right now, I'm really enjoying it. Again, I just think it's just a cute, addition to my collection of Laura Geller. So now I'm going back into that beautiful blue, like gray shade. And I do find with this shade, it's definitely, you want to build up on it. So it goes on just slightly sheer, but what I do love about her glitters too, or, shimmers, there's not tons of glitter just flying around. Even with this one here that's a little looser and more creamy, yeah, I'm not getting tons of fallout and all that. So let's see which way I do like. This way, I was going kind of backwards, and this way is how, the traditional way of applying your shimmers. So let's see if there is a difference and which one I like better. So as of right now, yeah, it looks pretty much the same if you ask me. So there's really no difference of doing either way. Both ways work out just fine. I will say, though, there are a lot of Laura Geller lovers out there, because whenever I do a video regarding Laura Geller, I mean, I get a lot of views. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of people interested in it. I think a lot of people are debating or on the fence, like I was for the longest time, to purchase her products. But I will tell you, yes, they are definitely worth it. Again, she has great sales all the time. So they become almost drugstore prices, if you ask me. So, I mean, it's definitely worth the money, and it's high quality makeup. I honestly use her makeup daily. So, yeah, I really love this look. It's absolutely beautiful. I found, these eyeshadows very easy to work with. Yeah, they are super, super nice. So definitely something I will reach for quite often. So really love this palette. So now I'm going to go into one of her eyeliners. And this one here is, this is called like a cool eyeliner, and it's in the shade black. So it is pretty bulky, but I do find these, easy to work with, believe it or not, because if you just kind of stamp along the lash line, just very carefully, it does create a lot of pigment. And yeah, it just really, I think, very easy to work with the way I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to place a little bit on my outer corner here. And then I'm going to take her flat brush that was in the collection and just kind of smudge that just to create like a small wing. Okay, I've already curled my lashes, and like I mentioned, I'm just going to use my e.l.f. The lash extender. So I've been really loving this. It's a 2-beam mascara, so I'm just going to apply 2 coats. I'll come back, and we'll move on with the rest of the products. Okay, so that's 2 coats of the mascara, and I will tell you, I've been really enjoying this mascara here. The longer it sits around, the more I like it, but that's any mascara. And again, this is a 2B mascara, so I will tell you when I go in with the second coat, it can become a little clumpy, so you kind of got to work quickly when you do use a 2B mascara. So just a little tip there. Okay, so let's get into the complexion, and I do have a new primer I want to try out. Actually, the kids had purchased me a lot of stuff from Laura Geller for Christmas because they know how much I love her products. And now I do have a lot of backups of my favorites. So I'm super excited about that. But the new primer they picked up for me is one of her spackle ones. But this one is the Brighten and Blur. So I'm going to try this one out. But I'm also going to use the one I already had. And this one is the hydrating one. So I'm just going to use this one, I think, through the T-zone. And this one, you know, for the rest of the face. So let's go in with this new spackle one, the blurring one. Ooh, now this one is kind of like, ooh, it looks like that. Almost looks like a silicone type product. Ooh, I do like this though. It's very soothing when I put it on the skin. It glides, but it almost turns into like a water-based type product. So let's see how much it blurs though, but I really do like how that feels on my skin. But yeah, I'm so bummed if I'm getting sick because I'm going to tell you in a minute what I'm going to be doing on Friday. But let's see if it did blur. Yeah, it did blur. But I will say this is interesting. I did, have not run into this problem on this mascara, but I am getting a little flaking going on here. But that could be I just didn't flick away the product enough. So let me just clean that up. I'll be right back, and we're going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, that just could be that I did not clean up, as well as I should have. So we'll definitely keep an eye to see if it does start flaking away. Because like I said, I've been wearing it and I have not run into that problem. So I'm sure it's just a fluke. But I did want to clean that up. Yeah, so I am seeing a blurring effect. It is slight. It's not as dramatic as my Master Blur Stick. But we will see. Sometimes when you put makeup over it, you really tell the difference. So as of right now, I do love how it feels on my skin though, and it did mattify. So now I'm going to go into the hydrating one. I really love this one. It just feels like a skincare. So I'm just going to place maybe 1.5 pumps, and oh yeah, I do enjoy her primers a lot. It's just very soothing on the skin. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this product. Actually, the kids have bought me a backup, so I do have a backup of this. And this is the Quench and Tint Hydrating Foundation. And I got mine in the shade light medium. So this, I'm just going to apply a very light layer because I do want to use her powder foundations. So that's what I kind of do with this product here. So I'm just going to place about that much. And I'm actually going to just apply it with my fingers, because I do want, more of a sheer coverage with this product. So I just find when I use my fingers, I can just really sheer it out quite a bit. Okay, let's go into this concealer. Again, I've been wanting to try this. It just seemed, I don't know, it was really hard to tell the other day because it was so dark compared to that foundation. So I'm just going to apply a little bit here. Yeah, it does seem pretty deep. So I don't know. I definitely probably got the wrong shade. And this is in Creme Brulee from what I remember. So let me try to find my concealer brush here. I may have not have brought it down. Nope, here it is. I'm always looking up for my brushes here. So let's see, once I blend it out though, to see if it matches pretty good with this tint. And I will say this is pretty full coverage. You do not need a lot of product. Yeah, it could look pretty cakey really quick for mature under eyes. I don't know, if you're younger and you have really smooth skin, but for mature under eyes, yeah, you definitely do not want to add a lot of product, but it definitely does give you coverage. That is for sure. Um, and from what I remember the other day, yeah, there's some flaking going on, you guys. I don't know what's going on here. That's kind of disappointing, but yeah, I keep getting little flakes from my mascara. Anyway, let's focus on the concealer. But that is the coverage that you can get. I'm sure you can get more if you build up on it, but I don't want to add too much and look super cakey. So I'm actually going to place just a little bit on the tip of my nose too, just to add a little coverage there. And because, like I said, I did a very sheer coverage of the tint. So that's what we're looking like so far. Okay, so let's go into these powdered foundations. I absolutely love these. I use them almost every day, you know, on the daily. Even when I'm not filming, I just absolutely love these. I feel like they give me a lot of coverage. So what I usually, how I like using these is, you know, with a tint or just a very light foundation. I love using this with that new CoverGirl, that Essence foundation. So yeah, it just adds just enough coverage. You can build up on it. But that's how I like using these. Now, if I use like a full coverage foundation, I still will use, like a light dusting of this because you're going to see what it does to my skin. I just feel like it just changes how it looks. I think it looks just very healthy and glowy. So what I do is I actually purchase one in the Brighten and one in the Glow. So, and I mix the two and you're going to see how different and how much more coverage I get. So I also did purchase one of her brushes here. So it almost looks like a stippling brush, but I've been really enjoying it and I like using it when I mix the two and I just want like a light coverage. This one is nice. So this one here on top is the Glow. So I actually use more of the Glow and then I go in with the other one. Now, you do get a lot of kickback, but that is not a problem to me. So now I'm just going to go in and just really buff around the skin. And if you guys notice, I was kind of stalling because I did want that tint to completely dry down before I went in and started buffing because I don't want anything to move and slip around. So let me just kind of do one side of the face so you get an idea, even though I kind of went over there for a second, I didn't mean to. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more, just buff on the forehead here and down my nose. And this is the difference with and without the powdered foundation. So as you can see, it just adds like a very nice glow. It doesn't look cakey. It's adding a little coverage. So you could definitely build up on these two powders to add more coverage. But I like just doing just a little bit and adding and buffing that in. And I just find that it just makes my skin look so healthy. My makeup will last all a day. I don't care what foundation I use. If I use these two powder foundations, it just looks so beautiful at the end of the day. Okay, so now I'm going to use her powdered bronzer, and I got mine in the shade Fair. Now, her bronzers are super, super pigmented, so you got to be careful with them. But it's a beautiful shade, and it has almost like a, I don't know, like a pink undertone, which I think is very flattering. But as you can see how pigmented, her bronzers are. So I'm going to just kind of, again, really put that into the bristles and just lightly buff that into the skin. So beautiful. Yeah, all of her products just add just that perfect amount of glow to the skin, just makes it look so healthy. It's not glittery, nothing like that. It doesn't look greasy. It just looks healthy and glowy. That's why I just love her products. Okay, so that is what the bronzer looks like. Super beautiful. I love that bronzer. Okay, before we get into the Wheel of Fortune Face the Wheel palette, I do have a story. I think I was mentioning it before I got sidetracked a little earlier for my birthday. So Friday, the kids are going to FaceTime me, and I'm so excited about that. But Amanda had texted me, and she said, I sent you a game. It should be here actually today. And she goes, what I'm thinking is Friday, Friday, you know, you can get out the game and we FaceTime and play a game. So I'm so excited about that because that is just going to be like old times. That's what we used to do, you know, for my birthday. She would cook me a dinner. We would play games. So I'm so excited about that. So that's what I'm going to be doing Friday. Hopefully, if I'm not getting or coming down with something. So I'm going to fight this off as much as possible. Okay, so let's get into this beautiful face palette. Again, I've already swatched that upstairs. So I just wanted to show you all the different shades and what they look like a swatch. So when I was swatching these were super buttery. Yeah, but there is no shimmer whatsoever like her other ones, the baked ones. So these are more just of a matte finish. So, but this is the palette here. How fun is this? But you know, the fun stuff is really inside. So there's a huge mirror, but look how cute that is. You know, it has all the like $600, $500, $700, and what is that one? Oh, the $1 million. I don't ever remember seeing that on the wheel, but that's what that one says here. So now I got to decide what will go with this look here using this palette. So I might mix a few shades just to see what it looks like, but my eye is really drawn to this one, but it might be too deep. But let's take a look. So I'm just going to take this brush here and go into that shade. And it's very easy for the brush to go into that shade. It doesn't seem like this is too big to fit in that. So let's try this out. Oh, I'm telling you, her products are absolutely stunning. And I honestly don't think I have a matte blush from her. All of mine are baked. So this is kind of a treat. So yeah, that is the shade there. So let me just add a little bit on this side. And then we'll try like another shade just to see how that goes. I'm just going to take like a paper towel and clean it off. And let's go into another shade here. So let's try this shade here and see what that does. And I will place, I'm just going to try to get as much on my cheek as possible without looking like a clown. So, oh yeah, this one is just very slightly softer than the one I applied prior to that. But it is really beautiful. So I'm just going to place that there. And then I'm going to clean my brush one more time. And I kind of just want to go into this middle shade here because it is, you know, pretty light. So I'm just going to, you know, tap into that and just go right here in the front and just over that one shade just to see if it lightens it up any. Yeah, that is really pretty. These are beautiful blushes. I will say that it really is smoothing out my skin. And I will let you guys know how long it did perform or last on my skin as well. So super beautiful. Love these blushes. And again, I needed, you know, matte blushes from her. So that is super exciting. I'm super happy that I bought, you know, both those palettes because I do see myself using them all the time. So that is pretty much it. But I do need to add just a little bit on the lower lash line. And I do have one of her lipsticks. So let's go back into this palette and see what I want to do on the lower lash line. So maybe I'll just add more shades that I didn't use, you know, before. Maybe like these greens. I don't know, just to add a little something. It might not go with this look, but I do want you guys to see what everything looks like. So let's go in just with this black. Just add a little bit just to connect that to the wing here. Okay, with her angle brush, I do want to go in with this beautiful green shade here. So I'm just going to place very little and just go in the center right here. Wow, is that pigmented? Wow, I did not expect that. So let's see if I can do both eyes with what was on the brush. So yeah, I can. I mean, that did pick up a lot of product. That's what I'm saying. Like her brushes are different. Okay, so now I am going to go in with a more just fluffy brush if I can find one here. And now I'm just going to kind of calm everything down. And I'm going to go into this shade right here and just pick up a little bit. Tap that off for sure. And just kind of go all beneath that and just kind of blend that in and soften that up just slightly. Okay, in the inner corner, I think I'm just going to add just a little bit of the G just to brighten that up. And I'm just going to place just very a little just to have it very subtle. So it's so beautiful and it really does brighten up that inner corner. Okay, so let's go into one of her lipsticks. I did bring down two. The kids did pick me up one, and I did have another one. I just want to see which one is going to look best with this look. Hopefully I can find the other one. Okay, so these are the shades here that we have to work with or have to work with. So this one here looks like that. So this one's more like her marble lipstick. So this is in the shade Strawberry Toffee. And this one here is in Pink Passion. So this one is just like a normal lipstick. It doesn't have any of the marbleized effect in there. So, what shade will go best with this look? Honestly, I am leaning towards, oh, I don't know. They both actually go really well, I would think. So let's go in with this one here and just see how that looks. I'm not even going to apply any lip liner today, just to see and show you guys what it looks like without a lip liner. Ooh, this looks really pretty. And her lipsticks are very creamy, and my lips could really use a little bit of hydration right now. They're feeling a little chapped, so yeah, I think that was the right choice with this look. Okay, so this is the final look. I am so happy that I did purchase that palette and the face palette. I absolutely love these shades, especially like the blush. I mean, that is just very smoothing on my skin. I just can't get over it. And again, I absolutely love all her products. You know, I cannot get enough of Laura Geller. Again, Laura Geller, come watch my video. See how much I love you. I love you. You know, you make the best products, you know, for mature skin especially. So if you were ever on the fence about her products, I tell you, you will not be disappointed. You know, you do have to play around with them, you know, see what works best for you. You know, it took me a hot minute to figure out those powdered foundations, but I cannot live without them. I absolutely love them. But I do love these two palettes. I'm so happy. It's a great addition to my collection. So super happy about that. And again, if you do own any Laura Geller products, let me know what is your favorite in the comments. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, if you please do me a favor, hit that like button before you go. I can't wait to see you guys again. I love you so much. And until next time.